Hello my lovelies and welcome to Sondering Tarot. And if you're new to my channel, this is actually a deck series that I started a few months ago, so it's rather new. But I pick a deck each month, or I have you guys vote on a particular set of decks that you would like me to run through. And it's deck strength versus weakness. So I'm going to go over the strengths and weakness of the deck of the month, the job it has in my collection, decks that I use to make up for the weakness of that deck, whether pros and cons of whether or not you can decide it's worth purchasing. And I will have continued videos, about 5 in total, about deck pairings or anti-pairs. I went ahead and put a poll up on my community tab. You guys voted. So for August's deck of the month for my Strength versus Weakness series, we are featuring the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. And let me get my crystal out of the way. For those that are curious, that was a flower lace agate crystal that I use to seal my deck. That is not a requirement of the deck. That is just what I use. So let's go ahead and jump through this real quick. As you can see, we have a nice sturdy box for this. This is the mass market edition, by the way. This deck was originally a Kickstarter deck. It was an indie deck. I do not have the indie version. As you can see, I have the mass market by Hay House. They did not really change much of anything. If I can get my camera to focus, and I apologize for any camera mishaps. I am using a brand new camera, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and set the packaging aside, and you will notice that of course the box looks different as a mass market versus the indie. The indie was a big box, but the artwork, the backings, the guidebook, they really didn't change much between the indie and the full-sized mass market. For those of you that also haven't realized, they are coming out with a mini, a pocket-sized edition, I do believe in a tin. That is up on Hay House's website currently, and it is also up on Amazon. Pre-orders are open now. You can attempt to order from Hay House for a pre-order, but it just links you back to Amazon. So that is an official deck. I'll back that, by the way. Just so you know, I've pre-ordered that. So let's get further into this. For those of you that have never seen this deck, as you can see, there is a little bit of a gloss, semi-gloss matte finish. This is a really pretty deck. It's nice, bright, creative. It is a modern style deck. And there's always things like hidden runes in this particular deck. And those of you that are new to my channel or have not seen my 5 decks for the elements video, this is my air element deck. So out of all of the decks I have in my, almost 80 deck collection now, this is the one that ranks supreme. So let's get into this as far as strength versus a weakness. Believe it or not, this deck has 3 strengths: motivation, determination, and direction. Now that's a lot, but it's no wonder that this covers the air element so well. If I can get my camera to focus. Manually focus. I see. There we go. because this covers so much ground for a strength, this is a highly versatile deck. Just so you know, in my collection, this is the most pairable deck I have. So fair warning for those of you that are going to watch my pairing videos concerning this deck. I usually try to take about 10, maybe 12 mass market indie to show you if I have it for perfect pairs and anti-pairs. Some of these videos, the list will be so long that I will include it in the description box at the bottom as far as what pairs, because it's a very long list. And my ancestors have told me that not only is this the most pairable deck I have in my whole collection, but as a whole for the collective, this is a very high pairable deck. And the reason being is because it has 3 strengths: motivation, determination, and direction, which is great. This is a very creative energy deck. It does have a lot going for it. Even if you are not the biggest fan of modern decks like I am, this is highly usable. So if you have an idea and you need to get it into the 3D world, get it off the ground, this is what I reach for. If you're having trouble focusing and you're working on a project, this is one of the decks I reach for. You know, if you're hammering out logistics and trying to make something work, this is one of the possible decks to reach for. Now, that said, this deck also has a weakness. And for this particular deck, it's innovation. Let me say that again. The weakness is innovation. Now, that seems like a contradiction, and in a way it is, because innovation would be new ideas. A little hard to have an air element deck when it can't give you new ideas. It takes existing ideas and helps with that, or helps drive you in the right direction to where maybe you might discover those particular new ideas. So for a deck that makes up for the Light Seer's weakness, I have another one in my collection that I use instead to fill the gap, and that is the Beautiful Beast Tarot. This was the first deck I featured on my channel for my deck strength versus weakness series, and you're welcome to go back and flip through that month. That was back in June of 2023. The strength of this deck is connections and innovations. So this adds as a fill gap when paired with the Light Seers to get the information I may be lacking. Or if I can't get it out of the Light Seers in some fashion, this is the deck I reach for. More about these two pairings in the pairing video. I'm going to set that deck aside for now. And believe it or not, because the Light Seers does have a strong creative energy to the deck, when I say innovation as a weakness, it's really not that strong of a weakness compared to other decks. I noticed that. This is a great deck for utilizing existing ideas and putting things out there and getting up, moving, being able to, yes, face the right things, the right directions, focus on the right areas. And that brings me to the job of this deck in my collection. Of course, I already mentioned this is my air element deck, but when I need a pep talk, this is one of the decks that I grab for. That's literally its job. To help me ground myself, to focus, and to get up off my butt and do what needs to be done. Whether that's, oh, you're procrastinating, yes, let's go ahead and stop that. We're going to refocus because you need to go work over there and get this, this, and this done. Motivation, determination, direction, yes, this is a pep talk deck. And it's quite lovely, by the way. So let's go ahead and jump to whether or not this deck is worth purchasing. I'm going to go ahead and bring our box back in here. This is a nice sturdy 2-piece box. Hay House, mass market, fairly inexpensive. Hay House always has sales. You can find it on Amazon. So this is readily available. It's a nice easy price. Like I said, they did not change much of the guidebook when they went to mass market instead of indie for this deck, and it's fabulous. You have upright reverse, you get a big description, it does tell you the name of the card, you get a picture of it. Sorry it's not in color, but this is a meaty guidebook. It's fabulous. It's great. I actually really love this guidebook. This deck does not have edging. For some of us that like to edge our decks, that's actually a plus. For those that don't care, that's fine that it's not edged, but for others, some of you prefer a fancy edge, so that would be a con. Of course, I said this started out as an indie deck. If you wanted the indie version of this deck, good luck finding it. And if you do find it, it's going to be very pricey. It's not going to be available very much, so that might be a con if that's the particular version that you were wanting. But overall, this is a fantastic deck, and it's definitely worth a buy. And now that they're going to come out with a pocket size edition, oh my gosh, travel deck. Yes, that is exactly the reason why I backed the or pre-ordered, I should say, not backed, but pre-ordered the pocket size edition, because it's going to be taking a trip with me in September. Alright, my lovelies, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for now. I should have pairing videos, perfect pairs, anti-pairs, coming out consecutively. So tomorrow you should probably see that. As I said, this is a highly pairable deck, so on certain videos, please check the description box down below to make sure that you see my full list of decks I've found that pair with this Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. And if you have any other decks that you've known that pair or don't pair, please feel free to add those in my comments section on the resonating video for that, because I will break down perfect pairs for tarot and oracle both, and then the anti-pairs for tarot and oracle as well. Alright, my lovelies, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye!